nervous at all? Or are you like, how are the
So this video was requested by, I think this one was requested by Tiki. Yeah, this one was requested by Tiki a couple days ago.
nerves going into it?
I don't really say I get nervous, to be honest. I don't really feel like the pressure. I'm like just kind of excited because I know what I can do whenever I have really good teammates, and it didn't really feel awkward. I'm actually pretty confident. I feel like it catches other teams off guard.
I don't think I've actually seen this video either.
After the worst season of his career, OpTic decided to drop Kenny right before their home major and ring ceremony. They just announced another world champion is joining the squad to hopefully turn things around for the rest of the season, and someone familiar in the CDL, and that's Skyz. 2022 season on NYSL, Skyz won the MW2 championship and had a similar team to start the Black Ops 6 season. However, their success did not repeat, and Skyz was benched for Priesta after Major 1 in Madrid. So how did we get to this point, and can Skyz be OpTic's savior for the rest of the season? So first, let's start off with Skyz's background leading up to Black Ops 6. He started his Call of Duty journey early in life, starting like the rest of us in public matches with no knowledge of competitive COD for the first few years. He realized he was good at sniping, and he took that route early on. His first experience playing competitively was actually joining a sniping clan in MW2. Man, I miss those days. That's when clans were a big thing, and during this time, Skyz made a YouTube channel where he planned to post montages, and ironically said this in his YouTube bio.
Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My real name is Caesar Bueno. Nice, bro. You can make fun of my name all you want here. I will start to make YouTube, or I'll start to make videos, and I will be streaming live every week. My main goal is to join OpTic. I always wanted to join them for about 2 years. So thank you for reading this, ... I will be posting some montages soon. I never posted a montage.
Little did he know his dream would come true over a decade later, but for the time he continued playing pubs until his friends from school introduced him to wagers. Skyz's friend realized how good he was from these tournaments and eventually pushed him to take tournaments more seriously. Playing S&D tournaments at age 16, he made up to $1,000 a week during the Advanced Warfare year, and in Black Ops 3 he started grinding 1v1 S&D tournaments, getting better and preparing him for the seasons to come. He even crossed paths with the S&D star named Teddy Rex in one of these tournaments and started teaming with him during Black Ops 3. He won more tournaments with him and became an S&D star in the scene, becoming noticed by people in the pro league and amateur scene, making a name for himself through these online S&D matches. In Infinite Warfare, he connected to Celium, playing S&D tournaments with him until the rest of his teammates went on to play Variant, and Skyz went on to play H1Z1 for the rest of the year. He returned to Call of Duty for World War II and wanted to take competition more seriously. He turned 18 and can now finally join the amateur scene and play against real competition. And in the amateur scene, he played well individually, but his best placement was top 32, making more connections with people like Havoc along the way. He missed out on champs and even considered quitting if he had a similar season to that one. He had a difficult start to the season, but joined an upper end team in the amateur scene and started getting better placements. And for the Black Ops 4 season, he had proved himself to the point where he earned a spot on UIU with Mayhem, Spoof, Proto, and Nova, beginning his pro career on an even better team. He grinded his way from online S&D tournaments to qualifying for the CWL Pro League at the beginning of 2019. During the Pro League qualifier with UIU, this was a significant turning point in his career, and now making the Pro League, he got complacent and wasn't giving it his all. But he was dropping 0.9 performances for the first few months and eventually led him to being dropped from the team shortly after. But he found more opportunities, briefly playing for Accelerate and Elevate before getting a DM from Formal himself to join LG towards the end of the Black Ops 4 season. They qualified for the 2019 CWL playoffs, and he was teaming with Formal, Slacked, John, and Brack, giving him even more experience at the pro level, and then placed top 6 at the CWL playoffs, then got a top 8 finish at his first ever CWL championship.
He hopped off bomb though, and Methods is gonna know it. Methods is gonna have to come out for the challenge. 9 seconds left. Does Methods fly? Does Methods fly to try to take this gunfight? You can't wallbang it. He's waiting for him to stand up.
Skyz is one shot. Skyz scrambles away. Ring around the Rosie. Methods. Is he gonna be able to win it? This is the most nerve-wracking 1v1 you may ever see. Skyz one shot. Methods.
Oh my god.
Skyz still scrambles away.
Bro.
Oh my god. LG
By this time, Skyz had proved he could hang with the best of the best and secured a spot on a roster for the beginning of the Call of Duty League. During the Modern Warfare season, Skyz joined
Bro, that shit was fire.
the only team that hit him up besides NYSL early in the offseason. He found success in 3 online home series weekends. This is when competitive COD went fully online, and he made even more connections in the pro scene, establishing himself as a reliable AR player.
I remember this. He
would
was on the
also
mutineers and
be
shit.
some of his first wins as a pro player, and he was feeling on top of the world and knew that he could be a
Find
winner.
out about is how disgusting, and I mean disgusting, Florida have started this game off.
Yeah, so far so good. Every single point that has been available has gone straight into Mutineer's top pocket, and here we are, 40-0, and they're going to be rotating.
I can need.
I need help. That's he dead.
I'm gonna hop the wall. I'm not the wall. You guys stay alive. I'm leaning over, right?
He's going to make it 11 now. He's trying. He's tagged up 3 players with 1 clip there. 11, 12, 13 for Skyz.
They finished in 3rd by the end of the CDL season, being a pretty solid team throughout
Getting
the entire
stunned 4
season,
times,
and they
waiting for
dominated
return.
individually, making some highlight plays along the way, and earned a spot on Florida once
You play
again.
normally
for
without all the
Cold War.
WoW
The
nerds
Cold War
sweats.
season proved to be incredibly difficult for Skyz after learning about the passing of his teammate Pharaoh right before Cold War came out. We gotta spam some F3s in the chat, but with the sadness of losing a long
Threes in the chat, man.
friend, the team was forced to find someone quickly to replace him, which proved to be nearly impossible. They picked up slack for the season, but were unable to find success sorting out their roles in game. Skyz almost even ran a sub at one point in the game, and Florida fell to the bottom of the league.
Now from Seattle, as they get closer and closer
Oh
to
my.
the hard point, but you have to get through Skyz. You have to get through Skyz! Oh my god! What in the is this? Say
Jesus, that is
I'm done.
broken.
I'm done. He's a maniac. His name is Caesar Skyz Bueno, and he chose to invest in his game.
They finished top 8, and Skyz became used to losing, but tried to stay optimistic with his failing roster. The Vanguard season was not much easier.
Wait,
for Skyz
Skyz,
in
Havoc,
Florida. He
Neptune,
stayed loyal to his
Awakening.
org. He
That's a
performed
good
well
team, bro.
individually
Like,
and
those are good
provided out-of-game
players.
benefits
They
to
just
the
have a lot
team.
of, like-
Because of his fun personality and winning mentality, he's always bringing good vibes to the camp.
I just don't really
Provides a lot
understand
more
who
than
thought
just his
of that.
in-game skill.
Good. Awakening's trying to get some info.
Like, individually, those are all really good players.
With 2, Dave with 3, Skyz trying to find the last player, Shotzi, to deal with this. With the spawns come in for OpTic.
The flippity flip. As everyone just battled to try and get the spawns. 5 in a row now for Skyz amidst the madness. And he just keeps cruising. It's like he's pump stopping. Give him another one. 7 in a row. 25.
I don't know what just happened, but Skyz is hitting another level. We saw it at Major 2. He's bringing it again at Major 3. 8 in a row. Has the glide bomb. The score about to flip.
Wow.
Roster
Bro
changes
was working
proved
and
to be the
twerking.
downfall of Florida in the Cold War and Vanguard season, and their best placing during Vanguard was a top 4 finish at Major 2 in April 2022. Skyz averaged like a 1.1 to a 1.2 KD and proved to be a
Like,
fantastic
what is that
player
roster,
outside of
bro?
those poor placements. But he was definitely ready for a change of scenery and was provided with an amazing opportunity for Modern Warfare 2 on NYSL. After a wild fallout with NYSL, Kismet and Hydra were looking for 2 promising players to join their side. Priesta and Skyz were available in the offseason and found themselves on the NYSL roster for Modern Warfare 2. They were ranked poorly by the community to start the season, expected to be a top 10 to 11 team to begin the season, but they went out
Wow.
and proved everyone wrong. They placed 9th in the Major 1 qualifiers. Still, they shocked everyone with a dominant performance at Major 1. Skyz also had a breakout performance during this
bro,
LAN
this game and the
tournament, being
snaking,
leader in
holy
KD
fuck.
with a 1.23. They had some sparks in the middle of the MW2 season, but mainly struggled keeping the same roster throughout the season, and then turned up at the final 2 events of the year.
Now maybe info. He's got one right next to him. He's able to hit the shot. You think the trade?
Oh!
Skyz
On top of this, Skyz had established himself as a notable figure in COD
Oh, that's
esports,
toxic.
showing that COD players can be hilarious on top of being good at the game, and he just seems like a good dude. He made some shocking plays throughout the season.
Towards the A zone, they're trying to get the swarm over towards B, but already a man down in the moment. Trophies should be out, every angle covered, and New York, at least the trade's coming through. Third tick just about in.
And helped bring his team to win Major 5 and the biggest tournament of the year, 2023 COD Champs. He remained consistent for COD Champs, dropping a 1.1 KD during the tournament, and came full circle after dominating Toronto Ultra 5-0 in the grand finals. After just a few years of competing, he reached the pinnacle of COD esports and cemented his name in CDL history as a world champion. Naturally, he stayed on NYSL for Modern Warfare 3, but they had dropped Priesta in place of Sib, as they saw it was kind of like a pack-a-punch situation.
I still think that was a very
NYSL had its
stupid
fair
thing to
share of
do.
ups and downs this season with Sib, but they found success during Major 4, being a top 4 team all season. Skyz was also creating some memorable moments in this game.
It was still a 3-man hit for
They did win an event though.
deal with the first. Now to Skyz.
I can't remember which one. It was like Major 4 or some shit.
Has Afro nicely lined up. Ghosty tries to push forward into it, and no sir.
He's had shots his number. And here comes the nades. 1, 2.
I remember that, yeah.
But slowed down towards the end of the season. Throughout his career, he's proved to be consistent even when the roster is struggling. And like I said before, he provides much more than just in-game skill, which is essential for creating a successful team. They made an impressive bracket run at 2024 COD Champs, making grand finals once again, but fell to OpTic Texas to finish the season, prompting Hydra to join LA Thieves with Scrap for Black Ops 6, and forcing NYSL, now known as Cloud9, into a rebuilding period. But before we go further, let's look into the team that Skyz recently joined and the team that knocked him out of COD Champs in 2024. OpTic Texas won the World Championship with Kenny, Pred, Shotzi, and Dashi, breaking the 7-year champs curse, and they were on top of the world. OpTic fans hope for similar results for the Black Ops 6 season. However, this season has been full of drama and confusion for the OpTic roster over the past few months. To begin the year, after only playing 2 matches, Pred was released from the roster for unknown reasons, prompting Hook to join the team for Major 1 qualifiers. Hook was one of their best players, if not the best player on their team throughout Major 1 qualifiers, and proved to be a great pickup despite
I still
losing
don't think they
Pred.
should have
Some
dropped
internal
it,
issues
man.
were
Like,
going on with the
I
team for Major
understand.
1 in Madrid, and OpTic
I
failed to
understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to get the roster back together, but like, bro, I understand. Like, they were #1 seed going into fucking, was it Major 1? And then they just fucking, like, I don't know, bro.
Miami Heretics,
They did a complete
finishing
switch and
top 8. They were not
became
on the same
number
page,
12,
and
bro,
Kenny
like-
revealed in a stream that he was having issues with how Hook played the game. It was never fully revealed why Hook was dropped so suddenly, but it was a messy situation from the side of OpTic. Fred is spawned.
See, and like that right there is like, that's something you could fix. Like, he's playing like that because he's trying to, you know, he's trying to help the team and like get us. He's trying to get a spot on the team, which is understandable. But like,
back into
you
the
can fix that
roster
with
out of
time,
nowhere
bro.
For Major 2
But now
qualifiers. John
you dropped him, brought him back, and then it's like you just, all that time, bro, was just wasted when it could have been with one guy. Like,
criticism from the community and placing immense pressure on the team to perform well. However, this couldn't be further from what
that shit just
happened.
pisses me
During
off,
Major
bro.
2 qualifiers with Kenny, Pred, Shotzi, and Dashi again, OpTic played their worst stretch of Call of Duty in the team's history. Kenny was especially struggling on the team, being their worst player throughout the entire Major 2 split. And for Major 2 qualifiers, Kenny averaged a
Fucking scrap.
.67 KD and played the worst COD of his career. He is a 2-time world champion, but he was clearly holding the team back, and the vibes in the camp were at an all-time low. They went on an 18-map losing streak, getting 3-0'd in every series before beating LAG mates last weekend, and something clearly needed to change. For the side of Skyz Black Ops 6 season was off to a similar start as he
Heard that,
joined the
Savage?
newly formed Los Angeles Guerrillas mates, owned and operated by Gotaga, a former COD pro himself. They entered the league picking up Skyz, Kismet, Priesta, and Lins, the 2023 Champ Squad, minus Hydra plus Lins, an upcoming French talent in his own right. With the hope of repeating their previous success as a trio, the team was locked in for the start of the season. However, they struggled to keep up with the rest of the league. Skyz was playing well in S&D during the Major 1 qualifiers, but the team chemistry was off and they couldn't get anything going, finishing Major 1 qualifiers with a 13-15 map count. They were eliminated from Major 1 in Madrid by OpTic's Texas in the first round, and D-Real, the team's coach, thought a change was needed and the players themselves were not meshing. Priesta was initially benched for Lunars during Major 2 qualifiers. There was some tension going on in the camp as some people thought that Skyz should have been benched instead. Their stats are nearly identical, but it seemed like they had more faith in Priesta. They kept Skyz for a short period, but after getting smoked by Miami and Surge, Skyz dropping a .71, Gotaga finally had enough and benched Skyz for Priesta for the remainder of Major 2. It was clear that Skyz wouldn't be playing for the time being, and eventually Skyz was just ready to move on. Now this is where Skyz and OpTic's stories intertwine for the Black Ops 6 season. So Skyz recently came out on a podcast with Scump talking about how he was actually picked up from the OpTic roster.
I went from like losing full, playing 8s, missing scrimming, and then to finally getting a text, and then it's pretty basic because me and Ant are pretty close. All he did was send me eye emojis, and then I responded with like,
that's it?
Yeah, like eye emojis, and I was like, bro, like you guys need a reset or like some good vibes or something, like anything. Like you guys seem mentally defeated, and then we just slowly went from there.
And he's confident in his ability to bring better vibes and placements to the OpTic camp for the remainder of the season. Like I said, he's a proven winner on a roster with players he's really good friends with, and chemistry will play a major factor into how they will go on to play for Major 2 and beyond. I mean, even Skyz admitted that the timing was unexpected as OpTic is preparing for their home major and will do the ring ceremony at this event, dropping Kenny just a few days before it all goes down. So it might be a bit awkward when he gets on stage to receive his ring, but regardless, OpTic haven't had much time to prepare with their new pickup, so I'm honestly not expecting an amazing placement from the team, but it'll be really interesting to see how they perform for Major 3 qualifiers coming soon. They could potentially shock the entire community, including myself, at their home event. Maybe they'll just feel the energy from the crowd and they'll create a Cinderella story. I'm not really too sure what's gonna happen, but I'm really excited to watch it all go down. But what do you think will happen at Major 2 in Texas with OpTic's Skyz, and do you think they could be successful for the rest of the season? Let me know down in the comments below. I feel like Skyz can provide a lot of value to this team, and if he plays better than Kenny, which shouldn't be too hard to do, they have the potential to turn their whole season around with this one roster change. So with that said, this is the story of Skyz, OpTic's newest player, and we will see what he can provide to a struggling OpTic Texas roster. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, check out my recent video where I talked about one of OpTic's biggest rivals, Draza, and his controversial rise in Call of Duty esports. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm excited to see what happens at Major 2. I'll be back on the channel to talk about it, but I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.
That was a good fucking video. Like, just the way he edits everything, like his style of editing and shit. And he like tells you the story beforehand. That was a good video, man.